Hi, my name is Teresa Battistella, and I'm a student in Education 535, finishing up my last week and my first class in my master's degree at Grand Canyon University. Today I'm going to take the time to discuss some topic questions regarding dispositions you possess as an educator and as a student and how they affect the classroom. First, I'm going to discuss the dispositions you possess that make you a successful teacher. For me, the first thing I thought about was kindness, giving the ability to make sure that your students understand you're human too. Organizational skills and multitasking, because depending on your classroom size, as well as the needs of the children in the environment, they can be ever changing. The ability to check and adjust I found is huge. Just starting this degree, being a parent, volunteering in my community, not everything goes as planned, so it's so important that we check, adjust, and give ourselves time to create an environment that's conducive to everyone involved. I also feel that the ability to take feedback from others is important. I have a tendency to seek feedback, maybe not as often as I should, so I know that checking that part of myself and making sure that I'm asking for feedback that first year is going to be critical, whether it's from the student him or herself, the parents, the guardians, or my peers or educators. Communication skills are key. I think that we are in a day and age where it has become easier and easier to get a hold of parents, to get a hold of our peers, and to be able to find ways and methods to communicate with one another. As well as, for me, really the drive and purpose to truly work the best needs of the children in my classroom, as well as the passion to be an advocate and work with the parents to help them see that they're advocates too for their children, because depending on the age range you end up with, some parents, it can be a new diagnosis or their child may be very young and they struggle with the ability to understand the how, the why, the what. So really taking the time to demonstrate the compassion and give them their needs is most important. The next topic I'd like to discuss is the dispositions you need to work on before you enter the classroom your first year as a teacher. For me, this is absolutely brand new, where many of the students in my classroom are already educators. For me, it's to ensure realistically that I can find the resources necessary when a question or problem arises so that I can immediately handle it. So knowing where I get those answers, not necessarily always knowing them, is really important. Focusing on how in my first year of teaching I'll be able to navigate the needs of my students quickly without sacrificing accuracy for their individual learning plans. Providing myself a time management system that works with the different positions in which I am placed. Understanding that each person and learner is different and that I may have to readjust several times to get it right. And again, seeking feedback from my peers and superiors often so that I can grow in a personal way and be the best teacher and advocate for my students. I'm good at asking for feedback on things I'm comfortable with. In this part of the disposition, it'll be really important that I'm seeking things that maybe are outside of my comfort box. Thirdly, I'd like to discuss the professional educator and how we look and behave. Standards and guidelines that are there to help us work with our skills and actions. I feel that professional dress is number one. It sets a tone for how the students and the parents perceive our views. Dress code gives you a chance to discuss what's important and make a professional tone when meeting the parents and students for the first time. Making sure as an educator that I keep the lines between myself and my students clear and concise. I believe that this one could typically become very hard, not in the circumstances of an inappropriate way, but in the way we get seriously involved in the issues of our students and the things we may not be able to control. For example, a conflict with the parent where, while their means are not endangering the child, they could be considered questionable. Several standards are in place for how we as an educator act and think in the classroom. Setting InTask provides all those basic guidelines to ensure that all the children are offered the same level of education and inclusion. The individual class and school district themselves will have standards for dress and code of conduct for the educators to follow. As I work towards this degree, I realize daily that I'm learning something new and have many lessons to go. I look forward to how my disposition will change and grow as a student and then as a teacher. I truly believe every day As I have an open mind and open heart, I will hear, see, and learn the needs of my students and offer them the greatest chances possible. Thank you. This video is being submitted on September 23rd, 2018.